You pick up your phone just to check the weather. One notification becomes 5 videos. Then you're in the kitchen, opening a cabinet you checked 10 minutes ago. 20 minutes disappear, and you still haven't checked the forecast. Here's the strange part. You weren't chasing pleasure. You were chasing the possibility that the next thing might finally feel satisfying. That same loop follows you everywhere. Your work gets slightly boring, so you check your email. Nothing interesting. You open the news. Still nothing. At night, one episode becomes 3, not because you're enjoying the third one, but because stopping somehow feels worse. Even while eating, the food isn't enough. You need a video playing beside it. Then the video feels slow, so you check the comments while it's still playing. This is where dopamine gets misunderstood. Dopamine isn't simply a pleasure chemical. It helps your brain learn what may be worth pursuing and repeating. It's heavily involved in anticipation, motivation, and learning from surprises. When a reward is unpredictable, maybe the next post is hilarious. Maybe the next email is important. Your brain keeps checking. Dr. Anna Lembke, the addiction psychiatrist behind Dopamine Nation, uses a pleasure and pain balance to explain what can happen next. Your brain tries to maintain stability. So when you repeatedly fill your day with fast, intense rewards, those experiences can lose their punch. What once felt exciting starts to feel normal. And ordinary life starts to feel unusually dull by comparison. Now, that doesn't mean everyone is clinically addicted to their phone, snacks, or Netflix. But it does mean the same reward-learning machinery can get recruited by many different habits. You're not addicted to everything. You may be trapped in one loop wearing 20 different costumes. The answer isn't to eliminate dopamine. You couldn't, and you shouldn't. Dopamine helps you move, learn, pursue goals, and stay alive. And despite what social media calls it, a dopamine detox doesn't remove dopamine from your body. What you need is a gap between the urge and the reward. Call it the dopamine gap. It has 3 moves: separate the cue, stretch the wait, and slow the reward. Start by choosing one loop, not your entire life. Maybe it's short videos after dinner. Maybe it's checking email every time work becomes uncomfortable. Maybe it's opening the refrigerator whenever you walk through the kitchen. Then separate yourself from the cue before the urge arrives. Put the phone in another room. Turn off the notification badge. Sign out of the site. Don't rely on heroic self-control while the reward is glowing 6 inches from your hand. A little friction gives the thinking part of your brain time to re-enter the conversation. Next, stretch the wait. When the urge appears, don't say, never. Say, 10 minutes. Notice what's happening. I'm not desperate for this. I'm uncomfortable because I expected it. That distinction matters. An urge feels like an instruction, but it's closer to a wave. It rises, it argues. Then, if you don't instantly feed it, it can fall. During those 10 minutes, don't replace one rapid reward with another. If you stop scrolling but immediately grab a snack, open your inbox, and turn on a podcast, the costume changed. The loop didn't. Finally, slow the reward. Take a walk without turning it into a content marathon. Drink your coffee without simultaneously reading the news. Work on one small piece of the task before reaching for entertainment. Later, enjoy the show or the app inside a planned window instead of using it as emergency relief from every uncomfortable second. Why does this work? Because habits become automatic when a cue and reward are repeatedly welded together. Distance adds friction. Delay interrupts the automatic response. Slower rewards can help you become comfortable again with experiences that don't explode with novelty every few seconds. You're not punishing your brain. You're teaching it that an urge can exist without immediately becoming an action. Now replay that morning from the beginning. You reach for your phone to check the weather. A notification is waiting. Normally, your thumb opens it before you've even made a decision. But this time, notifications are hidden from the lock screen. That's separation. You check the forecast and feel the urge to open the social app. You tell yourself, after I'm dressed, 10 minutes. That's the wait. For a moment, your brain starts negotiating. It'll only take a second. What if someone sent me something important? I'll just clear the notification. You don't debate it. You put the phone down, get dressed, fill your water bottle, and let the restless feeling sit in the room without fixing it. That's the part most people skip. They think discomfort means the system isn't working, but the discomfort is the old pattern asking to be completed. 10 minutes later, something surprising happens. The urge may not be gone, but it's no longer driving the car. At work, the same pattern returns. You open a report. The first few lines are tedious. Before, you would check your inbox, then a headline, then your phone, and come back 10 minutes later with even less patience than before. Now the phone stays out of reach. You choose one tiny finish line. Complete this section, not the entire report. The first few minutes still feel slow. Then, your attention settles. The task hasn't magically become fascinating. It has simply stopped competing with a slot machine in your pocket. At night, you give yourself a planned 20-minute window to scroll. This matters because the goal isn't to turn pleasure into a crime. The goal is to put choice back in front of it. When the timer ends, notice what happens. If you close the app, good. If you ignore the timer every night, that's useful information, not proof that you're hopeless. The reward needs more distance. Delete the shortcut. Log out. Move the charger outside the bedroom. Make the environment carry more of the burden. The first few days may feel boring. A quiet meal may seem almost too quiet. A walk may feel like it's missing something. That doesn't mean ordinary life has become empty. It means your brain has been comparing ordinary life with an endless stream of concentrated novelty. And slowly, that contrast begins to change. One task becomes tolerable without 5 interruptions. A conversation becomes easier to stay inside. A meal has enough flavor without a second screen beside it. You don't become a different person. You simply stop training yourself to escape every low point before it has time to pass. That's the real warning inside Dopamine Nation. Dopamine isn't the villain. Pleasure isn't the enemy. The danger is losing the ability to choose, because relief is always one tap, bite, click, or purchase away. So don't try to fix everything tomorrow. Pick the one loop that steals the most time or peace. Separate the cue. Wait 10 minutes. Choose a slower reward. Then repeat until the decision belongs to you again. And if a behavior is harming your health, finances, work, or relationships, and you still can't stop, treat it as more than a habit problem and seek professional help. The goal isn't to feel less. It's to stop needing more just to feel anything.